Good evening, good afternoon, good day, whatever. It is the Unprofessional Professional Sports podcast, and I am BA along with Keith Engel, James Martin, and Bo Crouch. Hope you gentlemen are doing good this day. Of course, help out our guy there, Keith, with his stars. Hey, it's been this sports week has been like a little bunch of stuff bound up and, all together, making it real crowded and everything. There's some small stuff.
No idea what that is.
Okay.
Right? Like there was a lot of words, but I have no idea what you said.
Yeah, that's good. And there's your unprofessional part of the show. Anyway, so the first thing that we got going on, hey, Saudi PIF on verge of pulling LIV golf funding because they said they're not going to get profits for 5 to 10 years. So don't know. And a lot of the players that went to LIV are pulling out and going back to the PGA. So that's part of the problem too. So, what do you guys have on that one? Because that's kind of, what is it, 5? It's been 5 years. Well, how many years has it been?
5 or 6, I guess.
5, 6 years, yeah.
I've been very vocal about the whole, all those guys that went there for blood money in my mind. Sorry. I just don't, I didn't have any respect for any of them. And Phil Mickelson used to be my favorite golfer, and I can't root for the guy anymore just because of that. And what happened to the merger, if you will, between the PGA and LIV that was announced, 2 years ago, that nothing's ever happened with. So I don't feel sorry for these guys. They feel ostracized when they come to majors, if they're allowed to come at all. And look at you, made your bed. You wanted guaranteed money, blood money. I'll say again. Whatever happens to you guys happens. So. And they are leaving in, I don't know about droves, but Greg Norman's gone, right? Greg Norman's not even involved anymore, I don't believe. Mm-hmm. There's no face to this thing. And to me, it's like a glorified, it just doesn't even feel professional to me. It feels like kind of this show. If golf.
Oh,
wow. If golf for a podcast, it'd be this show. If LIV Golf for a podcast, it'd be this show.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding.
Albeit way better funded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Keith comes swinging out the gates. There you go.
Right? I don't know, just LIV.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, that's odd, right? Me having an attitude.
Just get off my lawn from the jump.
Right. Get off my golf course.
Get off my golf course. Give me my golf back.
No, I figured.
Fisting Keith's Cheerios, man.
Right?
Right.
Damn it.
Now, I figured that once those initial contracts ran up, I figured this thing was going to kind of fall apart a little bit because it just didn't get the attraction that I think they thought it was going to.
Yeah.
Right. Like the first year and a half of it, tons of publicity, a lot of it negative. But, but they signed a lot of guys for a ton of money, guaranteed money, which, but then they were having trouble after that, like filling out the rest of their fields. And, that merger, that talk evaporated really quick. And, so, you knew because of the way those things were going, that when these guys' contracts were up, they were going to come back. I mean, it just made sense.
You know, it's funny, and maybe you guys know because I don't. If I didn't watch any. I never watched a single live event, and
nope.
I wouldn't even know where to go find it. Have there been any televised where I could even find it? Because I've never even come across it by accident.
I thought they were streaming.
Is that what they were doing?
I thought it was a streaming thing. I never watched any of it either. But to be fair,
I think it was
I
one of the
didn't
streaming,
watch any PGA. Like watching PGA has the same chance of me watching someone I've never met play Top Golf.
Again, it's
maybe it was bootleg streaming.
It's an acquired taste, right? I mean, but I'm into golf, and I don't get into most like the Honda Invitational from wherever.
Sure.
But when you get to the Masters and all the other majors, I certainly get interested in the Ryder Cup and things like that, and certain regular tour events. But it's certainly not for everybody. I mean, I talk to people. I try to get excited. I'm talking to people about the Masters Sunday afternoon. I'm trying to watch it where we're out having a bite to eat, and people are like, "Who cares what's going on with golf?" I couldn't even get it on the TV, so I had to watch it on my phone. Anyway, I digress.
You do? Okay, all right.
I was in a good mood when I got here. I swear to God.
Well, that went from 0 to 100 real quick for the bad mood thing there. Wow. Jeez.
Still,
anyway.
Even that conversation was more exciting than watching golf. So,
wow. Boy, I dissed the whole group. You just zeroed in on me.
No. I'm saying you were more entertaining than watching golf.
That's a little backhanded, Bo. I could feel it, actually.
We will probably be getting into this in the next.
I mean,
next
okay,
show
the bar
next
was set
week.
low. Right? That's
with a tad backhanded.
With this question right here, we'll probably get to this next week, Wednesday. That's because it'll be right before the draft, so we'll start taking our guesses as they do. In other news, however, though, let's get into the old cricky stuff. Sharon Moore gets probation for his misdemeanors. He got sentenced to 18 months for the confrontation with his executive assistants soon after he was fired, having inappropriate relationships with them. But basically, it was more of pleading no contest to trespassing and malicious use of a telecom device.
You get 18 months for that?
18 months probation. Could have got up to 6 months in jail, but he got 18 months in probation.
Went after with a butter knife. I mean, 18 months. I don't think any of us would have got that short a sentence for these crimes. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think we might have gotten a little more time.
I think you would have gotten actual time.
Yeah, real time. I think Sharon Moore should consider himself very lucky in this situation, and I hope he can get his life back on track because he's obviously got, or has had, at least some real issues.
Yeah, I mean, he did get berated by the judge about that whole situation, kind of humiliated a little bit, saying that his wife was strong for standing up, even though he did this, stupid thing. So, I mean, you don't want to hear everybody else talking about your problems when you already know you got them, but he's judge, so got to listen to it, buddy. I hope he does too. I hope he learns from his mistakes and he don't do the same thing over again. I think he got extremely lucky. Had the butter knife been sharper, you never know.
You don't know. He might not be here. I mean, again, I laugh and I make jokes. I mean, but again, mental health is a real issue, and he obviously had at least a moment, if not a lot of moments. And I mean, I guess the question is, hopefully, he can get his life straightened out, and then where does this guy get gainfully employed after? And what he knows, where does he get employed after this is all over?
Yeah, obviously, that's a very different question.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough for him to find another job. Well, I mean, he could be a high school coach, I guess. I don't know.
Come on, he'll get another job, man. I mean, let's look at Bobby Petrino and all these crazy people and the things they've done.
Head coaching job again, not in a major conference, that's for sure.
Right,
he'll be an assistant coach somewhere. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, he'll get a job. Trust me.
His head coaching days are over in my mind, though. I don't think nobody will ever give him a job.
his big money days are done.
That's for sure.
At least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Like a decade.
He wasn't. Let's just say he wasn't great enough as a coach to outlast this stuff that's happened to him. If you were somebody like who's the guy that was at Ohio State and Florida, Urban Meyer. If you were like that, you're gonna get another job. Yeah, you're gonna get another job. It's all about wins and all about how good you are. That's just what it is. And he just wasn't good enough in that regard to outlast this craziness.
Mm-hmm.
He overplayed his hand with the side chicks. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Overplayed. Okay.
Maybe you play playing live golf next.
With the live golf. Okay. All right. Next one. Gianni Rossini resigns from the Athletic after Vrabel pictures. I don't even know what to say here. She said she didn't resign because of the pictures itself. She resigned because it was putting a lot of exposure on the company that she works for, and much bad publicity for her, because it was a lot of hemming and hawing. That's what she's saying about the situation. So,
okay, so we're.
That kind of was what my question was going to be. Is this an admission of guilt? I don't know that it is.
So it's not, but it kind of is, right? Because if you were innocent, then you would be trying to save your job and mostly trying to clear your name. Because I know that it reads that it was, I don't want to add fuel to the fire. Well, doing this does that. Right. So obviously that's not a real thing, because now everybody's just assuming that something was there, even if you say that it was purely innocent and all of this. This gives it the impression that it's not. And so, I mean, it's going to play out in the public eye regardless. So
the court of public opinion is what really matters now. This is never going away. This is always going to be a meme. There's always going to be some crazy shot that somebody's going to always bring up. And we're talking about somebody not getting their job back. She may be able to get a job, but she's never going to live this down. That's the problem. That's the issue there. And she's going to always follow her now, whether she's guilty or not. I mean, whether it's just there. It's on the internet. It's everywhere. It's a joke, and it's unfortunate. And these are people that,
for both of them, quite frankly. I mean, again, Mike Vrabel's not going to lose his job no matter what happens here. I'll lose a lot of respect for him. This came up on my show, and I wasn't even going to bring it up unless somebody brought it up, but obviously you weren't going to ignore it forever. I mean, to me, the pictures don't show a whole lot of anything. I mean, I look at the hot tub picture, and to me, it looks like he's looking and talking to somebody else, quite frankly, who's in the hot tub. And maybe we talked about it Sunday morning. I don't remember. Or no, I think it was a comment. It came up on my show, and somebody said, well, if I'm getting romantic with somebody in a hot tub, I'm not like sitting 10 feet away from them. So and where do they go? The whole thing is, when this does blow up, hopefully it does. And if it doesn't, then I've lost a lot of respect for Mike Vrabel, quite frankly, as a person. But if it turns out not to be anything there, where do they go to get their reputation back? Because as you said, James, the whispers and the memes will always be there. They'll never go away. And it might be worse for her, because there were already whispers, from what I've understood, about how she might have gone about getting stories in the past. So they're already
They're gonna always be playing the song. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
So
this is
a few songs you can put on this situation.
I don't want this to be true, and if it is, I'll be disappointed. Of course, my thought process is biased because of what I think of Mike Vrabel and the fact that he coaches my team so well. But
Keith, I'm just gonna tell you, buddy, just let it go. These are humans. These are humans, and they just, whether they did things or not, they just put themselves in predicaments that just made the situation. Like you said, Mike Vrabel's job is intact. He's not going anywhere.
Right.
And at the podium, if he tells, they're going to ask him questions about it once the season starts. and he's probably just going to be like, I'm not dealing with that.
That's why he didn't show up yesterday to their presser, pre-draft presser. I mean, they didn't say that's why he didn't show up. He had other commitments, but
we know why. Why.
Well, I don't blame him. Why go up there and answer questions that you're going to have to say no to, and nobody's going to believe you? I wouldn't go.
If loving you is wrong.
Somebody, another sports analyst made a point about the fact that because she's a female, if it was reverse role, how would it be handled?
Similarly,
I think the females in her position do get scrutinized more than the males in her position. So if that would have happened to a male, whatever.
So I think
it happens.
I think where it becomes similar is it's a dig at the credibility of your journalism that I think is where you run into the problem here. Does it affect you as a coach? No, not really. But then when it comes to the journalism end of it, there's other people within your division that aren't going to want to talk to you now, right?
I don't know, Rick.
Potential, backside dealings, right? Especially when you think of, there's been a lot of speculation of AJ Brown to the Patriots. And now you're like, okay, well, now there's a connection there because she's been leading the charge of get AJ Brown out of Philly. So, I mean, when you're looking at those types of credibility things, I do think it'd be very similar if it was a guy that did it, just because of that end of it, the actual business side of it. Plus, you're talking about a journalist for The Athletic. If it's somebody for The Athletic or ESPN or something like that, I think it's a much bigger dig than, maybe FS1, who seems to have a fair amount of that happen in their building anyway.
I mean, the thing about the pool situation, about the 10 feet apart thing, and what are they doing in the pool anyway? I mean,
I don't know that they were.
It's a free country. I think
were,
anybody, whether they're male or female, can be in a pool if they want to be.
If he was in with a group of people and they're in that hot tub or pool, whatever it was, I mean, that's one thing. I think there are other people there. I really do. I think the pictures are a bit misleading. I hope they are. And Rick, you're absolutely right. His big problem here. This at the end of the day, this becomes an issue between Mike Vrabel and Mike Vrabel's wife.
Exactly.
That's it.
And I may have to pick a bone and differ with that, because we are speaking from this perspective of a normal marriage. We don't know what type of marriages these people have. We don't know what type of marriage. We just did a review on The Graduate when two people were living in separate rooms for 18, 19 years.
Yeah.
And they're cheating on their spouses. So we just don't know what's going on. So he may not have a problem. His wife may not have a problem with it at all. It's like, go on and get your business done, because you ain't coming in this room. You just never know the situation.
The thing that's funny though is, from these pictures, it sure seems like these pictures are from somebody's spouse's PI, right? Like that's the angle these things look like they're from. Like this,
they're from far away, right?
Exactly. There's
unless it's Harry Crumb. Who is Harry Crumb?
There's no paparazzi hanging out at this one random spot, right? Like this was a targeted thing.
Yeah.
I agree with you both. It's targeted for sure. Whether it's paparazzi or PI or somebody. I mean, first of all, it doesn't matter. These people are goofy. They're just a dumb lapse of judgment. That's just stupid. You know these people are out here. That's just stupid.
Oh, see, I thought we were just assuming that. I figured that wasn't like we need to say that, like, we'll stipulate to these guys are weird, and then we were just springboarding from there.
It's one or two things. Either they're arrogant or they just had a lapse of judgment. It was just stupidity. It's just that don't make any sense to be out in the open, and unless you don't care, or you just drunk.
I can't really go with the lack of judgment in this point. They're both part of the, they deal with the media all the time. I mean, and they know the optics that this presents.
It is.
It's.
Well, I think two things can be true. I think it can be a lapse of judgment, and they're arrogant enough to think that if they just went somewhere a long ways away, that nobody would know who they are, even though they're on TV all the time.
Or if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be. Oh,
On that note,
Listen, I'd like to go on the record. I think Mike Vrabel can do better anyway. So there we go.
oh,
wow.
We're all thinking it. Come on, we're all thinking it. We know that. Well,
oh man, yeah.
Do better than
what-
Rossi or is
You
Mike?
said it. You
How do we-
said
how do we
it.
put
Did not
Mike
me,
in?
sir.
dead Diana Russelli, and that his wife. No, he wanted to be a pig. He could do better. Come on.
We we'll get into that one. Okay.
Well, on that note,
I don't know. My mouth opens and stupid shit comes out. Sorry about that. Sorry. That's my wife says anyway.
Okay, so we're gonna go right into Major League Baseball news and notes.
Why? Oh, speaking of cheating, that makes sense.
There you go.
That's hilarious.
I don't know where to quite go from that point. Tigers sign their rookie shortstop McGonigal to an 8-year, $150 million contract. So that sets him up to 2027. He's got provisions in his contract as well. After his 8 years. So that's a big thing going on there. And also the whole Jaron Durrance, speaking about people flipping off folks, Keith. Allegations that a fan he gave the middle finger to told him to off himself. And so the major leagues is reviewing that.
I got you. And Danny, you're not wrong. We had a good run.
I don't know. I mean, we've done this so long, Danny. I don't know which show you would be talking about that would have ended this whole situation. Anyway.
It should have been over. Yes.
We get canceled every week.
That's Keith's favorite saying right there. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Right.
But Anna cheating and Anna trying is a little different. I've never heard that before. But I mean, I get it.
Get back on track.
Yeah, called said get back on track. That's funny, actually.
He actually literally did.
With Duran's been listening to these taunts, by the way, for the last couple of years because he made an admission during that Netflix series on their 2022 season, I guess it was. So the thing aired in 23 that he had attempted suicide at one point in his life. And he's been getting these taunts, which, by the way, you can boo guys and do whatever. You shouldn't be calling guys out for that. And it's not the first time. And he's admitted one other time he reacted badly as well. In fact, he got in a shouting match with a guy. That is funny. So they should just leave the poor guy alone. I don't think Major League Baseball needs to be fining guys for flipping off a fan who told them to go off himself. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, I figured that's the reason why they're investigating the whole situation. On top of that, in other baseball news,
by the way, back to McGonigal, your guy. Great move by the Tigers, similar to Connor Griffin, and he got more money. He got $10 more million guaranteed, I believe, right?
Of course, now I've been getting text all day by other people that aren't Tiger fans. They're saying, "Oh yeah, well they signed their rookie before they signed Scooble."
Well, we have the same situation in Pittsburgh with Skeens, right? It's the same situation, and that's
exactly the same.
There's a lot of difference. These guys are going to get a lot more money and a lot more guaranteed money. It's a little bit different. And it's going to be a wave of baseball going forward is wrapping these guys up. And if I'm not mistaken, I found out, I wasn't sure last week when we talked about Griffin, he has no opt-outs. So there's a risk on both ends here, man. I mean, he's stuck there. If he overperforms or I guess even performs like we think he will, both of these guys, they're locked in for 8 years and they'll still be young when they're a free agent, but they can't, squawk that my contract's too low in 2 years when they're really, one of the top players in the league, if that should happen. And the team is taking a chance because there's no guarantee that's going to happen. So I like this move by these teams with no
it's a good calculated risk for the organization. For sure.
100%. I mean, we got guys with that.
it's not terrible for the players because then they're young enough when those contracts come up that they can still go after a monster.
Yeah.
And if you suck, you just got $150 million lottery ticket.
Exactly.
Mhm.
100%. Life-changing money, I keep saying all the time, right? No matter who you are, unless a Rockefeller's getting one of these contracts, but no matter who you are, this is life-changing money. I don't feel bad for you 2 years from now when you think you're underpaid and you signed something you wish you hadn't. And I hope that's not the case. So good move by the Tigers.
And speaking of the Tigers, again, closer Kenley Jansen notched his 479th career save during Tuesday's 2-1 win over the Kansas City Royals, moving him past Hall of Famer Lee Smith, third on the all-time save list. Pretty good.
That is good.
I am shocked, actually, that he's third on the all-time save list. I've never looked at Kenley Jansen as that great of a pitcher, actually, quite frankly.
How long has he been playing?
Obviously a long period of time.
I mean, if you
he's
still third.
Years.
Yeah,
He's just 40 years. That's pretty good.
I mean, the fact that
He and Jack were friends in elementary.
Right.
Kenley Jansen is not a name that comes out at you as a closer, a reputable closer. Okay. I'm just putting it to you that way.
Right.
And I really didn't know much about him until the Tigers got him as a closer. So I'm like, oh, okay. But I didn't know he had done this. So
he's
that's
pitched with
good for him.
If he's pitched with a bunch of teams, and a bunch of teams will let him go. The Dodgers, the Red Sox, I think, a ton of them. Maybe the Braves. I don't know. I think he's been around baseball, a lot of teams.
I mean, to be fair, closers do kind of move around a bit.
Well, the great ones don't. Trevor Hoffman never moved. The best two that I know of never went anywhere. Rivera and Hoffman never went anywhere. So
yeah, but if you look at the position, they do move around a bit
because their careers are so up and down. As a rule, they're mercurial, right? One good year, one bad year. But the great ones, the guys were really good in my mind, like the two I just named. They don't have bad years. So.
Well, considering the fact this man could have had bad years.
You also need to score to let you save, right? So if you're on a real bad team, you just may not get the run support, and poof, gone.
Yeah, well, obviously he's been doing something right to be third in saves, so all time.
No, you got to have some talent to hang around, right? I mean, long enough to get that, and teams keep picking them up. So you got to see me teams
on that note as well. What's going on with your Yankees, Keith? They had a 5-game lose. They got swept by the Rays. They're not, and they're like third place in their. I know it's the beginning of the season, but and they're second. They're 9-8. The Rays are first, actually. Is there anything that's concerning to you?
We're
the fact that Ryan McMahon is hitting about the weight of my 3-year-old granddaughter is worrisome for one thing. I mean, look if you had told me, I guess, before the year that, again, we knew we were going to start without Cole. We were going to start without Rendon, who's not my favorite guy, but still he's an important part of that rotation. Volpe, whatever you think about Volpe, he's still better than Caballero playing every day at shortstop and not hitting at all. I would have been happy being 8-7 or what are they 9? What are they right now? 9-8. 9-8, right? Yeah. I probably would have been happy, and they got off to a good start, which kind of was a mirage because they got great pitching. The relievers were just pitching lights out the first 7 or 8 games. But they weren't hitting even then. I'm not worried about Judge. I'm not worried about Bellinger. I'm not worried about anybody. I'm worried about third base or all those guys. I'm worried about third base, and I'm still worried about that bullpen till you get to Bednar. Bednar struggled a little bit recently, but I think he'll be fine. The rest of the bullpen I worry about, and I worry about third base, and maybe Grisham and that third outfielder too. I
mean, when you look at the entire AL, nobody's ripping the cover off
mediocre.
the ball.
Pretty mediocre.
No.
Yeah, like you can call it parody if it makes you feel better, but how
You don't like that word.
Brian likes that word.
But if you want to know just how garbage the AL is to start this thing off, the A's are leading the division in the West. So you can't take any of these seriously. You're again 17, 18 games into the season. This is way too early to really care.
That went without saying. I couldn't bring that one up.
Jack's not on here.
Even Boone can't ruin a season in the first 18 games.
Just to give you a little reason, here's a little something on Aaron Boone. 3 times in a week, he's got the tiny run on base, and he lets a guy hit in the 9th inning who hadn't had a hit all year. Escara twice when he's got Goldschmidt on the bench and Rosario and some other guys, and then the other night he had Grinchick, who hadn't had a hit. 0 for 9. Hit with a tying run on base. That's the stuff about Aaron Boone that drives me nuts. And this Jazz Chisholm stuff that's gone on this week. He doesn't do anything except enable these guys to have a lack of focus. And anyway, don't get me going on here.
I mean, to be fair, since everybody since everybody's basically 500 in the AL anyway, it means a lot of guys aren't hitting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or the pitchers aren't pitching well either. That's another thing.
Yeah.
And those that one of our Cy Young finalists last year for Boston Red Sox, he gave up 10 runs. That's not ever good.
What do you get? Like two guys out? Do you get anybody out?
Yeah, I think you did get 2 guys out at least.
What's he have? Like a 45 ERA?
Yeah. But it looks like, hey, at least the NL is trying to pull out there a little bit. Pause. The LA Dodgers are 13-4. Hey, and what about those Padres? Those Padres are starting to play really well too. They had a little 6-game winning streak. I think they're on right now.
The Mariners, like, let's calm down a little bit. If it wasn't for Houston, just
hold up, Bo. They're playing the Mariners. I mean, you say that like, they suck. They do not. They were just in the. No, they were just.
Look at our batting. Look at our team batting average to kick the season.
To start off.
Well, that's what we're talking about. This is the way too early reactions.
Yeah.
And for the Padres to beat the Mariners, that's not a big shock. Spring ball, they beat them 27-6.
Oh, yeah.
It takes Jack to be on the show right now to say that we're talking about baseball way too early.
It does matter though. When you look back later on, you lost by a game and finished out of the first place or out of the playoffs by a game. That matters. And we played 10% of the season. That isn't a little amount of anything. I don't think. 10% is starting pretty soon, because I'm not very good at math, but pretty soon we'll be at 20%. When is it late? Yogi always said it gets late early there, and it gets late early in MLB too if you don't pay attention.
See, if you're a Mariners fan, because you're used to missing by a game, the entire month of April is too early to talk about it because they don't play baseball that month.
Well, I mean, you can flip side that as many ways you want to play that, because remember last year the Tigers were really hot, and then they just tanked like for the rest of the season. The last 2 months of the season. I mean, they were terrible. And they didn't even win the division.
That's why the whole season matters, right? And we tend to say, and I do the same thing, don't panic, it's early, overreactions both ways, and some of it is. But
it is, yeah.
These 17 games or 18 games don't not count. That was a double negative, so that means they do.
It's okay.
These games.
This is the right show for it. This is the right show for the double negative.
Negatives. Yeah.
So
we have plenty of negatives on this show.
When I talk in double negatives, and I do it all the time.
The thing is like
you ain't talking in double negatives.
When you're looking at baseball,
talking in no double negatives.
You ain't talking. Excuse me. You ain't talking in no double negatives ever.
No, when you're looking at baseball, though, I mean, even your best season, right? The best teams lose 60 games, right? So, I mean, you got some time. We're, again, 16, 17 games in. Like, we're not – it doesn't matter.
Giants have been pathetic. They can't score any runs. They're terrible.
Well, that's like the White Sox are terrible. And for them, it does matter because they're, mathematically out of it already. But, everybody else still has a chance.
I did pick
They were mathematically out at the beginning of the season. So.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
There you go, mental
for any
health
Sox
celebration. Evan Stevens, former NHL superstar.
Good
He's
player.
61 today.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Happy birthday. Keith, what are you sipping, man? That's a big cup.
It's just water, I promise. Yeah.
Yeah.
You sure, man? There's a way the show started off. I don't know, man.
I know you're taking after Tip there with that cup.
One of the
You got some Everclear in that cup?
That's the thing, right? Clears are clears. It's all water.
Right. Vodka, Everclear,
listen, oh, never mind. I'll get in trouble.
corn liquor.
To be fair, it's not ever clear because I don't care how much of an alcoholic you are, your face still changes a little bit.
It's changing. Jägermeister, everything. Yes.
I'm not an alcoholic, I promise you. I would tell you guys.
So last night in the NBA, if nobody noticed, we had some play-in games. We had the Miami Heat taking on the Charlotte Hornets and the Portland Trailblazers taking on the Phoenix Suns. Charlotte comes away with the 127-126 OT win, and not without controversy, though. NBA is reviewing LaMelo's balls trip.
What? Well, I should.
Tripping on his balls.
I think we should start with his dad, actually. But
let's start with his dad. Let's not have a last name.
Keith, did you even catch that? Did you catch that, Keith?
You know what I'm saying?
I did, yes.
Yes.
What are we even doing here today?
LaMelo Ball.
Oh,
Wow.
Bam.
Jack, thanks
During
for
the Hornets win there. Do you think should that have warranted him being kicked out of the game at that point?
yes.
Or
at least some form of foul. Flagrant, something
At
there.
a minimum, a tech, right?
Yep.
An absolute minimum.
Yeah.
Realistically, there was intent. That should have been a flagrant 2, and you'd have been done for the day.
Mhm.
Like there was
And
obviously
it was intent, and there was a reaction that happened that probably altered the game as well.
Unfortunately.
Probably.
are we okay?
No.
Nah, you got to ask B about that. I didn't say anything in regards to that. None of us. You ask one person about that.
Don't ask me. Don't
Uh,
ask me.
I will say this about the play-in games, though, is and I'm not a fan, right? Like I'm not a fan of the play-in situation at all. That being said,
be drunk to do this show.
they were really good games.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Like they were highly entertaining. So like I wasn't this is absolutely true. So I wasn't mad at the game. I'm still not a fan that they exist though.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, the kid Kobe White, man.
White.
He was just throwing threes. He had Midas touch, man. He couldn't miss a three. He was just launching them. And they kept him in the game as well.
LaMelo had a bad series there at the end of the game.
For a moment,
he did rectify himself with the taking
with
the
the clutch layup,
overtime. Yeah, but man, he almost gave that game away.
2 for 14 from 3, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he ended up with 30 points, but I mean, he wasn't exactly good from the field there.
But that last shot is the reason why they were checking his balls. So
Well,
There we go with the ball.
That fall away 3-pointer out of bounds, like that was one of the luckiest shots ever.
yeah, with Kobe White, yeah.
I mean, amazing. But you're looking at that, you're like, yeah, you practice that 0 times.
I watch my team every day. Yeah, it's done. Absolutely. Everybody wears 42. We can't tell anybody apart.
Yeah.
Who was the last
I'd like
player
to be back at 42.
Who was the last player to wear number 42, by the way? Quick trivia question for the panel.
I don't know.
That's a good one.
Actually, don't have.
You got it, Keith. You got to let us know, Keith.
The only unanimous Hall of Famer, Mo Rivera. Last player to wear.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
If you remember that, if you were wearing it when they retired it for every team, you were allowed to keep.
That's what he said.
So.
The other game that was a really good game was the Portland Trailblazers going against the Phoenix Suns as the late game. And Portland pulls it out 114-110. I kind of picked both the teams that won, so not that that's anything, 50% where you can go wrong. Now Charlotte. Now the next game is today. The next two games are today. Orlando at Philadelphia. 76ers and the Magic are playing, and then Golden State and the Clippers are playing later on. What do you see in the first matchup with Orlando and the 76ers?
No Joel Embiid, so
right.
I think Max is going to have to really be like on his game. I just and Paul George, but I don't know. I think Orlando might pull this out.
I like Orlando. Is that that's the 7-8 game, right?
7 and 8, yeah.
7-8
games.
Which is a big what am I trying to say? A big advantage for those 7 and 8 teams. Win one game and you're in. I mean, I like the way they do this and give somebody an advantage. If we got to look at this, and I'm with Bo, I'm not really crazy about the games themselves. They were good last night, and we've seen some teams come from the play-in and get to the finals, or the conference finals anyway, in the Heat a few years back. But I think the Magic will get that automatic bid to the 7th seed tonight. No Embiid is the big deal, right? And I think the Sixers blow this whole thing up after this is over. You can't keep running this back. I mean, Embiid needs to be somewhere else, I think.
I don't know about his.
A change of scenery, I think, would do him wonders. I really do.
Yeah. And,
he's out for this game.
Yeah. So the thing is he could be back as early as the second round if they survive.
No, I meant he will be back in Philadelphia after this is over. I think they blow it all up.
No. I'm with you there. It was the question in the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Is everybody on it?
Have to.
Orlando?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
sir.
I got Orlando. Yeah. Okay. And then it's the scene shifts to the Golden State and the Clippers. You got two premier players there in Steph Curry and Kawhi Leonard. Who do you believe wins that game?
So Curry is going to be on a
game.
minutes restriction. So Steph isn't going to be playing the whole game anyway. Honestly, that's one of those games where it doesn't matter because whoever wins loses in the next round.
Yeah.
I like the Clippers. I think Kawhi is just, there's no Jimmy Butler either. It's just, I think Kawhi is just, he's talented enough. As long as he's healthy, he can will his team to a win.
I think he's got a little bit better surrounding cast as well. And with Steph on the limitation, I think Clippers win this game.
So the fact that Joe is taking Golden State ensures that the Clippers are going to win this game.
Excellent.
Dang it, Joe.
Especially if Joe put money on it, it is a wrap. Lock it in. Clippers win.
Is this like a play on words like Joe the Whale on Bronx Tale, the guy the big guy that bets and everybody loses?
No. So Joe, he's on our show in the morning, and every parlay he's on loses.
Can I get Joe's phone number? Is a big question now.
Donna, I can't.
So we bet the opposite of Joe's pick, right? We bet the opposite of Joe's pick.
Yeah, whatever he picks, you're like, cool, going the other way.
Dang it, Joe! And I was going to be picking Golden State, and you just moved me.
Now, Golden State's going to really have a tough time, especially because Steph is injured, going to play a limited number of minutes. The rest of the cast would have to be perfect.
Another team, it's a big question. What are you going to do when this is over? Because they're in limbo, the Warriors. Where do you go from here? You run it back with a bunch of old guys, and Butler's, a year older with this coming off this injury. Draymond and Steph Curry's going nowhere, obviously, but I think anybody else, I think they may start this over too.
Well, I mean, the tough part with that is they got a lot of guys that still have a year left of their contracts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it does look like it's probably going to be ran back. The good thing for them is if they lose, they do slide into the lottery. So maybe they can, do something there. But
Rick.
Okay, Rick.
I'm not sharing the show anymore now. I'm not sharing the show to my
Don't spark Keith again. He already went on his rant.
Well, exactly right. I got no defense here right now. So
great.
Fortunately, I don't bet the way I pick the straight up picks on our pick'em leagues. By the way, to stick with the Warriors for a second, there's no team that disappointed me this season more than the Warriors. I really thought, and I know Butler gets hurt and you can't control that, but even before that, they weren't playing as well as I thought. I thought Jimmy Butler would be a really good addition to this team, along with Steph and Draymond and their other parts, but it really never clicked for him. And one of the bigger disappointments, I think, in this NBA season.
I mean, look at all the play-in teams. I mean, they're all really kind of a disappointment.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So, do you think next year Curry comes back because he still has 1 year left and does like the farewell tour, and then LeBron signs anywhere just so he can do it to rob that spotlight?
That's interesting.
This was specifically targeted at James because I know Gittness feels a little bit about it. I figured that's just the way this show is going today.
Well, to clap back is LeBron would definitely take the spotlight. So even if he did it, he'd take the spotlight. Look, I doubt that. They probably would talk to each other and just like, LeBron, because you see how players like Kobe, Vince Carter, all these guys, when they were on there last year, it was really all about them during that time. I think LeBron and they would respect each other enough to just know when the time is and allow it to happen. Because who was Dwayne Wade? All these guys, they all pretty much had their own year to themselves.
Yeah.
And so I think the same thing would happen out of mutual respect between each other. I'm pretty sure these guys, we don't know what's going on, but I'm pretty sure they talk to each other.
Well, they wouldn't even need to, though, because LeBron would make the NBA give him a patch.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Farewell Tour 2027.
Oh, my goodness.
The king, and be a king, a crown up there, and
they should make him play half the season in Memphis and half of it in Milwaukee. Is that what for LeBron? Since he ripped both those.
No, this is not. I forget who asked that question. LeBron wouldn't retire this year, Joe. He's going to retire when he's in a situation where he feels comfortable to leave the league. This is not a situation right now where he's comfortable. He's got two guys that are out of the playoffs right now, and he's got to go in by himself against Houston. They're probably going to be out in the first round. This is not the way he wants to retire.
I'm not sure Steph's going to go out next year either. I mean, if he can show he can still play, right? But he plays at a high level.
No,
somebody will take him.
Steph will likely have another 2 or 3 years because realistically, even when he's not the guy bringing the ball up anymore, he'll be an excellent pass and shoot guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he'll take on that Klay Thompson role for a team if it's not, for Golden State. So he's still got a few years left. No, that was specifically me just busting balls. That's it.
We are still talking about balls.
I figured that ship has sailed, so you might as well just keep rolling, right?
That's what balls do, I guess.
Hey, this show had no chance. 2 minutes
I'm
in.
a little warm.
Warm.
I'm on a hot
What?
side early. But,
Oh,
well,
oh, yeah.
you got to go back a comment or two. Sorry,
You
I
know-
should have said that at the time. Probably would have.
Price is trapped.
Well, you don't want it to be cold.
You're laughing. It's probably true, though, B. It's probably true.
Yeah. That would be fun. Anyway.
Man.
All right. So let's do a little quick NHL news and notes. Thursday is the last day of the regular season in the NHL. They are still fighting for positions. There's a few positions that they have to be fighting for as far as playoff seeding is concerned. But after that, they will be starting the NHL playoffs. So we'll have some NHL news to be talking about, I guess. Hey,
What?
Yeah,
What?
I mean,
credit.
it's pretty much locked up. Like all the teams are locked up. So there's only like 2 teams that can actually switch positions at this point, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that would be interesting. Boston is going to be the big talk of the the playoffs because, hell, when's the last time they were in the playoffs and they won their division? So I mean, that's awesome for them. Go Buffalo.
Yeah, I think. Did you see it? Well, you said Boston first. Did you mean Buffalo?
Buffalo. I meant Buffalo. My bad.
Yeah,
Buffalo.
the Sabres have looked awesome.
Played great.
Yeah.
Lindy Ruff proves you can go home again. He's second time around. He's done a great job here.
That Philadelphia Pittsburgh relationship again. Anyway, all
Well,
right.
Down,
So,
Down as a Flyers fan, so.
oh yeah.
Sorry,
So we're going to shift over, and I'm going to kind of give some of the con to Bo because he's got this area kind of locked down a little bit there with the NBA, WNBA news and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm going to take that off because it's just covering James' face and everybody's face, basically. I know one of the things that I saw, though, was the signing of 4-time MVP, Aja Wilson, to the largest contract in WNBA history, a 3-year, $5 million contract. That's awesome.
Yeah. You knew that Asia was going to have the highest contract. Like there was no way that wasn't going to happen. I was surprised that it didn't get done. I thought for sure that was going to be the first Supermax deal to get done. And for this one to have taken as much time as it did, because, at this point there's been 15 other million plus per year signings. I thought for sure as soon as that CBA got signed, it was like, boom, here, take all the money. Right. And so for it to have taken, it's still only a couple of weeks, so it's not like it's that big of a deal, but I really thought that was going to be one of the first ones. But yeah, 3-year, $5 million deal is awesome. It's amazing, especially compared to what it is they were getting. When your Supermax was, $250K, at 1.4 per year is no joke.
Yeah.
I
got nothing. The only thing
there's
I gotta just so I can't. I mean, I have such a hard time taking the WNBA serious, and Angel Reese is one of the reasons. And this isn't will probably be a popular opinion, but and there's other women who do the same thing. They complain about being objectified, right? And she says she spent her whole career being objectified by LSU when she was in school, right? For
Sure.
Sexuality. And she turns around and she's getting paid big bucks from Sports Illustrated, I see, for making these sexy photos. Come on, you can't have it both ways. She spent the last 3 years talking about how she was sexually objectified in school for 4 years or however long she was there.
So to be fair, she did kind of stop saying that when she did the Victoria's Secret shoot.
Well, again, this isn't her first time being a hypocrite. She's got a great experience at it. And these things just drive me nuts, I mean, good God. I'm sorry.
I mean, I guess
No, fair enough.
speaking of Angel Reese, though, the Dream are going to be good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because you pair her with their top draft pick, and they may lead the league in rebounds. I mean, so they're gonna beat people up on the boards. So I would look for the Dream to be a really solid team.
Contenders.
Oh yeah.
Is
Are
that
they
a dream
go-
to be a dream?
In all seriousness now, though, are they really going to make money and be able to pay these guys this kind of money? To Danny and Rick's point in their comments, Bo.
Okay,
I mean, you're closer to this than any of us. So.
Yes. So this is where this is funny, because these comments are generally made by people that are not paying attention at all, right? So even without their new TV contract, they made enough money this last year to actually hit the revenue share on their own. Now you're going to throw in a 11-year, $2.2 billion TV contract. Yeah, they're going to be just fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
they got to get viewership. I mean, that matters.
So that's
And-
where this comes in. Is this TV deal is now for major networks. So you're going to see them on ESPN, stuff like that. In fact, ESPN dumped Baseball Sundays because now that's an NBC thing. And so Sundays is actually going to be women's sports. So it's going to highlight basically women's soccer and women's basketball. Like that.
But my question, I agree with you there. I agree with you. But are people going to watch is the question.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at last year, even with Paige injured, Reese injured, Clark injured for large portions of the year, it was the best viewed season in the history of the WNBA.
So they're ever gone head to head with another major sport like the way they're going to on Sunday nights this year?
Yeah, I mean, they were anyway.
I'm not saying they won't do well. I think it will signal bad news for Major League Baseball if they're getting beat by the WNBA in soccer.
I don't think they'll get consistently beat by any means, right? Like that's going to depend on, how teams are doing and who's out there, right? Like, do I think they'll beat the viewership for the Pirates? Yeah, probably. Do I think they beat the Yankees? No, I mean, probably not. Like, so it just depends on what it is you're going up against.
We're not going to see the Pirates allowed on Sunday Night Baseball. Let's be real. I mean, that's not going to happen. They're going to tell when baseball can tell me like Sunday morning, your game's not at 1:00, it's at 8.
No, but that's my point. Obviously that's going to be a lineup thing, right? So, we'll have to wait and see. Like that's one of those things. But when it comes to being able to pay and get more visibility, absolutely. Those are all things. The arenas are selling out. So, I mean,
so does the NBA not want any of this money back that they've sunk into this league for the last 20 years and lost money?
well, I mean,
starting to make money now.
so they're still heavily involved, right? Like, so they still get a huge portion of this thing.
Okay.
And then, I mean, at the same time, it took the NBA as a league 35 plus years before it made money. The NFL didn't make money until the late 80s, so it's not like it's unheard of for these leagues to not be awesome for the first 30, 40 years of their existence.
I think my negativity was sparked by them complaining they weren't getting paid when the league wasn't making any money. When they were saying they should be paid like the men, when the league wasn't making any money. And
So
I can't seem to get over that. That's my problem.
Those were going into this CBA. That was them setting the precedent for this CBA negotiation.
Yeah.
So they were bringing awareness to it so that they had that rallying cry before you got to the table. Because if you're doing it after the fact, we probably wouldn't be starting basketball.
Yeah. Look, I want them to do well. I don't want to take food off your table, Bo. I swear to God, I'm not trying
I want them to do well, yeah. But I mean, at the same time, like they have positioned the league in a spot where it's finally gonna make money, and it also looks like it's being positioned in a way that maybe the NBA isn't using them as a tax write-off. Because I'm not going to lie, the way their marketing team really didn't market their team or their organization sure made it seem like they weren't trying to make money. I mean, I watched the NBA finals where it had a WNBA player on the panel and they didn't talk about the WNBA, but ran a commercial for the finals that you were watching.
That's a little.
Well, I wish it the best. I wish it the best. I hope they succeed.
I don't want anybody to fail.
I'm skeptical. I'll be honest with you. I am skeptical, even with the new deals that they got going on.
Well, on that note,
Rick, you're right. They were averaging 9.5. You also got to keep in mind that teams like the Connecticut Sun exist, and they weren't selling tickets to anybody because they stunk out loud, right? But they're
moving to Houston, by the way, aren't they?
Yeah, next year. Yeah,
next year.
But I mean, the Storm filled their stadium every game.
Wow.
All right. On that note, I was hoping to get a little bit more from Bo about the Valkyrie Storm trade, but we'll continue.
We're done.
You're good. No, we learned a little bit more about the WNBA if you didn't know too much about it. Anyway, but thank you guys for coming on here today, Keith, Bo, and James. We will see you next week on Wednesday at 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, and we'll be talking more NFL draft. We'll be talking about more NFL period. So everybody have a great evening, and join Keith next for his college show.
See you guys. Sure.